You can fix your finances in 90 days. Not motivate yourself at them. Fix them structurally once. Because right now, the average person spends about 4 hours a day thinking about money. 4 hours every single day, not managing it, just carrying it, the tab in your head that never quite closes. Here's what this video asks for instead: about 10 hours of actual work, total. Less than 3 days worth of the thinking you're already doing, spread across 90 days, week by week, backed by the research. The exact plan starting now. Now, 90 days is not how long it takes to get good with money. It's how long it takes to stop being the one doing the work. Because here's what this plan actually is. About 10 hours of one-time actions. Measure once, cancel once, negotiate once, automate once. And in case you're wondering whether any of this actually works, these are not hopeful numbers, they are measured ones. For most households, the canceling alone recovers somewhere between $100 and $250 a month. 83% of people who simply asked their card company for a lower rate got one. And in the most replicated study in personal finance, the automation step took people from saving 3.5% of their income to 13.6%. Real people, real data. The odds are already on your side. 13 weeks, 4 phases, most weeks under an hour. I'm going to call the model the reroute. You don't push the money, you relay the pipes it flows through once, and then the pipes do the pushing. And one more thing, because it's the reason to stay to the end. One of these 13 weeks does more than the other 12 combined. It is not the week you'd guess. Most people skip it because it looks like the boring one. I'll prove which one it is with 20 years of data, once you can see the whole board. Means and motive. Every fortune has a means and a motive. Quick question, and I actually want the answer. Could you say your monthly number? What actually leaves your accounts in a month within $100? Not your salary. The other number, the one almost nobody knows. Yes or no in the comments, no judgment either way. Because by the end of week 1, you'll know it to the cent. Right, 4 phases. First, the X-ray. 2 weeks of finding out what's actually true and nothing else. Then the floor. One number that decides whether an emergency becomes a crisis or an inconvenience. Then the engine. The phase where the money stops being saved and starts being made. Most plans never get there. And then the lock. The part that makes it permanent, which is where the science gets genuinely strange. Okay, week 1. First, who this is actually for, because it probably isn't who you think. 45% of people earning over $100,000 say they still need their next paycheck to cover the month. In the UK, roughly 1 in 3 adults has under £1,000 in savings, and 1 in 10 has nothing at all. And in Canada, 41% say they're $200 or less from not being able to cover their bills at the end of the month. And when researchers asked Americans about a surprise $1,000 expense, a car repair, a vet bill, only 30% said they'd pay it from savings. A third said they'd go into debt for it. Now, you've seen a scarier stat than any of these. 62% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Here's the honest version of that number, because this channel will always give you the honest version. 62% is the broadest self-report. Anyone who says the money feels gone by payday. Bank of America's strict measure, households where necessities eat over 95% of income, is about 24%. Both are real, they measure different things, and now you know which is which. But look at what every one of these numbers has in common. This is not a poverty story, it's a plumbing story. You are not bad with money, you are unmeasured. And for the next 2 weeks, that is the only thing we fix. Week 1, the 90-day X-ray. And I know what you're thinking. You've heard track your spending 100 times, and it has always been the tedious one. Not anymore. In 2026, you do this the smart way, and the tedious part is somebody else's job. One evening, pull the last 90 days of statements, every account, every card, including the one you forgot you had. And no, you don't do this by hand. Drop the statements into an AI chatbot, ChatGPT, Claude, whichever you already use, and ask it to categorize every line into those 4 numbers. It will sort the common expenses in minutes, and where it isn't sure, it will simply ask you. This was the step people skipped because it was tedious. It isn't tedious anymore, so don't skip it. 90 days of data for a 90-day plan. The symmetry is the point. You're about to unwrite those statements. You're producing exactly 4 numbers on one page. What actually comes in each month, what actually goes out, the gap between them, and every debt you owe sitting next to its interest rate. That's it. You change nothing this week. No cancelling, no cutting, no guilt, measurement only. And here's why the no changes rule matters, because you cannot trust your own estimate. Nobody can. Researchers asked people to guess their monthly subscription spend. The average guess, $86. Then they walked the same people through their statements, category by category. The real average, $219. Off by 2.5 times on the easiest category in the entire budget to check. If intuition misses by that much on streaming apps, a plan built on guesses is built on nothing. So this week, you stop guessing. 4 numbers, 1 page, under 2 hours. Week 2, the leak hunt. Now we use the X-ray. 3 kinds of leak in order. Leak 1, zombie subscriptions. The average person is carrying 2.6 paid subscriptions they don't use, and 42% of us have flat out forgotten one exists. Anything you haven't used in 30 days dies tonight? Here's what this looks like in real life. Music. If you pay for YouTube Premium, YouTube Music is already included. And yet, plenty of us are also paying for Spotify and some for Apple Music on top of that. 3 music services, 1 pair of ears. Check which one you actually open this month and let the others go. Leak 2, price creep. Your insurance, your phone plan, your broadband. Loyalty is punished in these markets. The renewal quote is priced on the assumption you won't check. 1 call each or 1 comparison site each. Take the new customer price or leave. Leak 3, the invisible defaults, delivery fees, account fees, and the big quiet one, cash sitting in an account earning nothing, which will fix properly in week 9. 2 hours of admin total. And for a typical household, this recovers somewhere between $100 and $250 a month permanently. Not by being disciplined, by being awake. So the leaks are plugged and there's suddenly slack in the system, which raises the real question, because there's one number that decides whether your next emergency becomes debt or becomes a Tuesday. And it's smaller than you think. Week 3, the floor, $1,000 or £1,000 in an account you do not touch. Why that number? Go back to the question from the start. 1/3 of people said a surprise $1,000 expense would put them into debt. That's the whole cycle in one sentence. Emergency, card, interest, thinner margin, bigger next emergency. 1,000 is the wall, roughly the height at which most emergencies stop becoming debt and start becoming inconvenience. And the protection starts before the wall is even finished. Households with just a few $100s saved are nearly 30% less likely to miss a rent payment than households with nothing. Every brick counts. You build it fast, starting this week from 3 places. 1. The week 2 recoveries. That's your new $100+ a month, redirected here before it dissolves into lifestyle. 2. Sell 3 things. Everyone owns 3 things they haven't touched in a year. You already know yours. 3. Pause 1 spending category. 1 for 30 days, not forever, your choice. Which? Some of you will finish the wall this week. For most people, it takes until week 5 or 6. Both are on schedule. Now, with the leaks plugged and the wall going up, week 4, and I'll be honest with you, week 4 looks like nothing. Week 4, the automation install. 20 minutes once in your banking app. 3 standing orders, all firing within 24 hours of payday. Order 1, a fixed percentage to savings. Start embarrassingly small, even 2%. On a $5,000 a month income, that's $100. The point right now is the pipe, not the pressure. Order 2, everything for bills into its own bills account. Rent, utilities, every minimum payment, one pot, untouched. Order 3, a fixed, guilt-free spending amount onto the card you actually live on. Pay the system first, live on the rest. That's the entire install. 20 minutes, 3 orders, it will feel like admin. Remember this week, we're coming back to it. Because week 5 is where we stop defending and pick the first fight. Week 5, the debt map, and the first strike. Every debt on one page. Balance, rate, minimum payment, the cards, the loans, the buy now, pay later you've stopped thinking of as debt. And before you pay a single extra dollar, understand the machine you're inside. Because the minimum payment is not a suggestion, it's a design. The average card balance in America is about $6,700, at an average rate around 22%. Pay a flat $150 a month on that, and it takes almost 8 years to die, and costs over $7,000 in interest, more in interest than the debt itself. Minimums are calibrated to keep you exactly where you are. Nearly half of all cardholders carry a balance month to month. The system is working precisely as designed, just not for you. So here's the attack order, and it's not the one the spreadsheet says. The spreadsheet says highest interest rate first, the avalanche, mathematically correct. But 2 researchers at Northwestern got hold of 6,000 real payoff records and asked a better question. Who actually finishes? The answer surprised them. Success was predicted by the fraction of accounts people closed, not the dollar size of what they paid off. It wasn't how much they paid, it was how many they killed. Momentum, it turns out, is not a personality trait, it's a strategy. And the spreadsheet's advantage? In the most realistic modeled scenario, choosing the wrong order cost a grand total of $29. So, smallest balance first, unless one rate is truly monstrous, then hybrid it. Make the first extra payment this week. And while you're in there, call your worst card and ask for a lower rate. Last year, 83% of people who asked got one, with an average cut of nearly 7 points. 5 weeks in, measured, plugged, walled, automated, mapped. Look at the strip. You're already past the point where most plans quietly die. Phase 3, the engine, and a warning before we started. The first 2 phases saved you money. This phase is the one that makes it. 3 levers, and the third one is free money most people are actively declining. But first, the promise from minute 1, one of these 13 weeks outworks the other 12. 2 decades of research says so. Before I prove which one, make the call yourself. Was it the leak hunt, week 2, the $1,000 wall, week 3, or one of the 8 weeks you haven't seen yet? Pick one, put it in the comments, then keep watching, because most people get this wrong. I did too. Lever 1, momentum, made real. Week 6, the first kill. The smallest debt on your map dies this week. Not paid down, undead account at 0. And the moment it's gone, its minimum payment does not return to your lifestyle. It rolls straight onto debt number 2. The snowball in motion. Cross it off somewhere you can see it. The researchers were right about this one. Finishing things is the fuel. Lever 2, income. Because cutting has a flaw and earning doesn't. Week 7, you build the case file. Not the awkward conversation, the document. 1 page, what you've delivered this year in numbers where you can, the market rate for your role from 3 sources, and the meeting request, sent. If you work for yourself, same file, different name, the price increase email. Here's why this outranks every frugality tip you've ever heard. A 4% raise on $60,000 is $200 a month before tax forever on autopilot. That's your entire subscription, Carl, doubled from one conversation. In the UK, 4% on $35,000 is about £117 a month. And one number for the nerves, 82% of full-time workers who asked for a raise last year got one. Bankrate's own analyst put it flatly: rising income is the most important factor in building savings over time. Defense got you here. This is offense. Lever 3. Part 1. The big three: housing, transport, food. Together they eat about 63% of the typical budget here and in Canada. The UK counts housing differently, but the ranking holds everywhere. The big three dominate, which means one structural decision here beats 100 daily ones. So week 8 is one move, one. A full requote on your insurance, a refinance check if you own, 2 policies consolidated into one. Or the least glamorous, highest yield move in food, a default weeknight plan. So dinner is a decision you make once, not 5 times. A 10% win on a $2,000 category is worth 40 cancelled $4.99 apps. Aim the effort where the money actually is. Lever 3, Part 2, Week 9, the free money check, 3 switches. Switch 1, your employer match. If your workplace matches retirement contributions and you're not taking all of it, you are declining a 50 to 100% instant return. Nothing else in this entire video comes close. Take the full match. Switch 2. Move the wall, your week 3 fund, into an account that actually pays. In the UK last year, 13% of savers earned 0 interest. Same cash, 1 transfer, 4 to 5% instead of nothing. Switch 3. Go back to week 4's first standing order and raise it by 1%. You won't feel it, the pipe will. Which brings us back to the question you answered a few minutes ago. So, which week outworks the other 12? Not the leak hunt, not the wall, and not anything still ahead. It already happened. You watched it, and I'd bet you barely noticed. Week 4, the boring one, the 20 minutes. Here's the proof. Some of the most replicated evidence in all of personal finance. 2 economists, one of them would later win the Nobel Prize, built a savings program on one idea: stop asking people to decide and make the saving automatic. Agreed once in advance. Workers who joined went from saving 3.5% of their income to 13.6% in 40 months. Nearly 4 times the savings, 0 added willpower. The humans didn't change. The defaults did. And it's the same finding as week 5's, remember? What predicted getting out of debt wasn't effort, it was structure. How many accounts got closed? Structure beats intention everywhere anyone has measured it. It's also why this plan is 90 days and not 30. The most cited habit study ever run tracked people building one new daily behavior. On average, it took 66 days to become automatic. The famous 21 days? A misread anecdote about plastic surgery patients from a book written in 1960. 30-day plans fail on schedule. 90 is the first honest deadline. One more finding from that study, because you'll need it. Missing a single day did not break the habit. The curve forgives, so does this plan. Now, the board, what did the 20 minutes actually buy? Take an honest middle case. 130 a month recovered from leaks, 60 from renegotiated bills, 90 of interest no longer bleeding out, and 120 flowing through the savings pipe. Call it 400 a month rerouted. For some of you, it's 150, for some more. Here's what rerouted money does when nobody touches it. 400 a month at 7%, and 7% is an assumption, it says so on the screen, is about $69,000 in 10 years. In 20, about $208,000. At the 150 floor, still 26,000, then 78. You didn't fix 90 days, you rerouted 20 years. Now, a certain kind of viewer is thinking, So the big secret is automate your savings. I've heard that 100 times. You have? And here's why it never worked. Everyone who told you skipped the order. Automation bolted onto a leaking, unmeasured, debt-bleeding account is just a faster way to overdraft. It's the January gym membership of money. Weeks 1 to 3 exist so that week 4 sticks. The X-ray finds the slack. The leak hunt frees it, the wall protects it, then, only then, the pipes get laid. The invention was never the standing order. It was the order of operations. Phase 4. The lock, because a system nobody checks is a system that quietly dies. Week 10, the money hour. One recurring slot in your calendar, monthly from now on. 25 minutes, read the 4 numbers, fire anything manual, done. And notice where week 10 lands, day 64 to 70 of the plan. That is not an accident. That's the automaticity window from the study. The zone where checking stops being a task and starts being a reflex. This plan was reverse engineered from the science, not from a thumbnail. Week 11, the stress test. On paper, break your own system. The $1,000 emergency from the start of this film, run it. Which account pays and what's still exposed? Patch 1 gap, an insurance excess, a car fund, 1. And notice what just happened. The statistic you started this video inside, one of the third who'd have gone into debt, is now a scenario you pass. Week 12, the next 90, because the system now produces a surplus, money with nowhere assigned to go. There is an exact order for deploying it. Match first, then the expensive debt, then a full month's buffer, then investing. I'm not explaining that order today. It deserves a film of its own, and part of it will surprise you. Week 13, the remeasure, run the week 1 X-ray again, same 4 numbers, same page. The delta is the story. For most people who actually do this, a permanent $150 to $400 a month rerouted, the first debt dead, a standing wall, and a system that runs whether you're watching it or not. But the real change isn't on the page. 90 days ago, you were a person who guessed. Now you're a person who measures. That was the transformation the whole time. And I want the data on this, genuinely. When you run your week 1 X-ray, tell me in the comments which leak was the biggest. If enough of you name the same one, that leak gets its own film. So, yes, you can fix your finances in 90 days. Not with a better budget, with better defaults. Because willpower runs out and standing orders don't. 4 hours a day carrying it, or 10 hours once to put most of it down. Same year, different life. And that's the whole reason this channel exists. Every week, Means and Motive takes a money machine apart to see who it really pays. This week, for once, the machine pays you. If you want the rest of the system as it gets built, subscribe. That's the only thing I'll ask. Until then, you don't need January. Any fresh start works. And your day 1 is next Monday. Every fortune has a means and a motive.